Good evening, distinguished dignitaries, faculty members, students, and guests. I am Shriyasha Tari, PhD Research Scholar at the Department of Fibers and Textile Processing Technology. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you all to Dr. M.V. Nimkar Endowment Oration. To begin this auspicious event, I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor A.B. Pandit, Chief Guest Shri Harish Chatterjee, Shri Ullas Nimkar, our Head of Department Professor Ashok Atle, and Professor Ravindra Kale to please come forward for lighting of the ceremonial lamp. Thank you, distinguished guests. I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor A.B. Pandit, to kindly present a floral bouquet to our esteemed speaker, Shri Harish Chatterjee. I now invite Professor Ashok Atle to share the purpose of this event and initiate the program proceedings.
Namaste, good evening, and welcome to this 10th Dr. M.V. Nimkar Endowment Oration. And we are fortunate to have Shri Harish Chatterjee, the Director General of Wool Research Association, as the orator of today's function. But before we start this oration, let me briefly introduce who Dr. M.V. Nimkar is and what is the objective of this particular endowment. Mr. Manohar Nimkar is alumnus of this institute. He graduated from this institute. He went abroad and then he did his doctorate from UK. Came back, taught in a university. Then he joined industry and he held very senior leadership positions in textile industry. And in 1973, he started his own organization. He became entrepreneur and he started Texan Lab, which then became a global entity in the field of industrial testing and certification. And it got global repute, competing with many multinational laboratories in this particular domain. So Dr. Nimkar was a brilliant student, accomplished academician, expert industry leader, and entrepreneur. And during this journey, and even after that, he interacted with this particular institute and he started this endowment for the benefit of our students. So every year, our students, UG, PG and research students, they receive merit cum means scholarship. Not only the students, even our support staff and faculty get funds for training. I am also a recipient of this fund because when I visited Italy, it was sponsored by this Nimkar Endowment Fund. Another very interesting, important thing is that when this fund was generated by Dr. M.V. Nimkar, later on, his son and granddaughter, they increased this fund and now the fund value is around 70 lakh rupees. And hopefully by 2033, when this institute celebrates 100 years of our existence, the fund value may reach 100 lakh. Thank you. Another very interesting thing about Dr. Nimkar is that not only he, but his four generations of Nimkars are associated with this institute. His father studied with Professor K. Venkatraman, in whose name this auditorium is built. Dr. Nimkar was contemporary of our late earlier director, Professor Daruwala. His daughter studied here, Deepa, Dr. Deepa. His son is integral part of our department, Shri Ullas Nimkar, and his granddaughter Anaga is also BTech Textiles, and she is now heading Nimkar Tech Laboratories. Not only this, another very interesting fact about this family is that all these 4 generations, they studied for a certain time in other countries, especially in UK, USA probably, but they all came back to our motherland. So I think probably they believe in this Api Swarnamai Lanka Name Lakshmana Rochate Janani Janma Bhumishcha Swargadapi Giryasi. So all came back and served our country. So that's Nimkar family and Nimkar legacy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Chairman Nimkar Tech, Shri Ullas Nimkar, to say a few words.
Good afternoon. This is the first time I've got a written script because I'm a little bit with a bad throat and I might need a badli kamgar. We are all from textiles, so this happens. So, respected Chancellor Professor Pandit, Head of the Department Shri Ashok Atle, other members of the Faculty of Textiles, distinguished speaker for today, Mr. Chatterjee, industry colleagues, and my dear students. So it's indeed a privilege for me to stand here at the Institute of Technology, an institution that has shaped Indian chemical and textile industry for generations. This endowment carries my father's name, but its spirit belongs entirely to this institute and particularly to the Department of Fibers and Textiles. So my father, Dr. M.V. Nimkar, graduated from this college in 1948. At that time when India was defining itself, and institutions like this were laying the foundations for scientific foundations for the nation. What he carried from ICT, at that time called UDCT, when he went to Manchester for his PhD, was not just technological knowledge of fibers and processes, but a mindset of precision, discipline, and respect for science. When we considered how best to honor his connection with this institute, we felt that an annual oration was most appropriate. Scholarships and infrastructure are vital, but new ideas are ever so important in this changing dynamic world. This oration is intended to bring to this department once every year a voice from industry that challenges us scientifically, ethically, and socially to think beyond the immediate problem and towards the long-term impact. The global textile industry today stands at a critical intersection: sustainability, circularity, regulation, innovation, and social responsibility combined. Students here who are entering an industry that demands not only technical excellence, but also moral clarity. The training you will receive here at ICT will equip you to innovate, but it must also guide you to ask questions: why, for whom, and at what cost? The balance between chemistry and conscience is what this department historically done so well and will lead us towards a more sustainable world, which is the need of the hour. To the students present here, remember that your education here gives you more than employability. It gives you credibility. Please use this legacy with integrity and make your institute and your nation proud. This endowment is a small gesture of gratitude from our family to an institution that gave India and us so much. My hope is that every Dr. M.V. Nimkar Endowment Oration will honor the past, illuminate the present, and inspire responsible innovation for the future. I am deeply grateful to Shri Chatterjee from Wool Research Association for accepting our invitation to deliver this oration for 2025 and share his valuable observations as he looks back upon his super successful career spanning several decades. These are pearls of wisdom. Today, unfortunately, I have to be personally present at another event right now. The event has already started. This is at the Taj Palace Hotel. And I'm a member of the jury there. And so I'm unable to stay back and listen to your oration. I'll have to use technology to listen to it on YouTube later. AI has not evolved yet to enable me to clone myself to be at multiple places, but someday in future, I'm sure one could be holographically here. So Anaga is here, my daughter, and Dr. M. Nimkar's granddaughter, an alumnus of this institute, so we'll represent the family towards the end of this event. So thank you very much, and enjoy the oration.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. I now invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor A.B. Pandit, for the welcome address.
Good evening. Today's chief guest and Dr. M.V. Nimkar orator, Shri Harish Chatterjee, Ullas Nimkar, Ashok Atle, Dr. Kale, Dr. Habbu, Siva, all the stalwarts who always I see in any textile department's organized activity. I'm very happy to be here, and similar to what Ullas said, I also have to leave, but I thought I should come here and be part of this. As always, as a Vice Chancellor, it's my duty to see to it that these orations indeed go through smoothly and they teach something and gives a value addition to what we already teach in the class. And the topic which has been chosen by Mr. Harish Chatterjee couldn't be more apt. What is a changing industry with vision, values, and transformations? Vision you get with contemplation and with thoughts, observations, and imagination, which is the innovation part which Ullas talked about. The values are the one which we learn from our parents, our gurus, our teachers, is how to practice a trade ethically. And that is indeed going to be important. And I'll talk about it in a bit more detail. And transformation is a result of action which you take, which brings about the transformation. The value system in the changing industry, when the industry is going to be now completely revolutionized with AI, which does not have any emotion, which does not have any empathy, using the AI and still make those decisions empathetic and make these decisions emotionally correct is going to be the new challenge which the leadership which has to face. We learn many of these things till AI was not there. We would learn these things through psychoanalysis and psychology. But now AI is not going to tell you that, it's not going to analyze, but even if it analyzes it, it is going to come out from the theories which has been reported in various psychology books, not the practices. So the major challenge which I see for the leadership is the leadership also will be changing continuously. And as the AI takes up its root more and more, the decision-making process to bring and retain the value system, which is the major, I think, backbone of Indian culture, is going to be a major challenge as far as industry growth is concerned. Ullas also did talk about the growth of the industry and growth associated with ethics. I am very happy to tell you that we are now starting or have started and will be offering a full-fledged 100 marks electives on ethics starting on July 2026. And it will take all the ethics, ethics in research, ethics in teaching, ethics in publications, and ethics in industrial practice or industrial activity. Actually, this has now become a necessary. Very similar to people from my generation, we did not have to study environmental science as a subject in school because we were always outside, out of our houses, and we were surrounded by environment. But today's generation has to be kicked out of the house to go out and be with nature. And if they can't be with the nature, at least study nature, since you are going to study all the time. a subject has been introduced as environmental science. Similarly, this ethics course has become more and more essential and necessity to run an industry ethically, mainly because the value system now is only driven by money, nothing else, and that's why it's extremely important. So the topic chosen by Sri Harish Chatterjee is most apt, and again, I will try to stay as long as I can, but will be very happy that you all enjoy the talk, and I will listen to it at leisure on YouTube. Thank you again, Sri Harish Chatterjee, for accepting our invitation and giving us an opportunity to listen to your discourse. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your good words, especially for highlighting the importance of ethics. I now call upon Professor Ravindra Kare to kindly introduce the distinguished speaker of today's endowment oration, Sri Harish Chatterjee.
Honorable Vice Chancellor Pandit Sir, Mr. Ullas Nimkar, Head of the Department, Atle Sir, my faculty colleagues, students and all the participants in the audience. It's a great honor to introduce Sri Harish Chatterjee. He is a distinguished industry leader with nearly 4 decades of experience in different segments of the textile. Surprisingly, he doesn't hold any degree in textile field. Basically, he is B in electrical engineering and BSc in mathematics. He has held several senior leadership positions across manufacturing, strategy and operations, including Works Director and Vice President in Raymond's. At Raymond, he led large-scale plant operations, process modernization and sustainability initiatives. At present, he is Director General of Wool Research Association, Thane. He has played a pivotal role in strengthening the organization's research and innovation ecosystem. He has been instrumental in expanding WRA's outreach through its Center of Excellence in Sports Tech, fostering industry academia collaborations and promoting sustainable practices in textile manufacturing. He has been associated with professional bodies such as the Wool Export Promotion Council and the Bureau of Energy Efficiency. He has been actively contributing to policy discussions and capacity building in the textile domain. He is a follower of vision-led leadership, mentorship and lifelong learning, and have been inspiring emerging professionals throughout his career. So sir, we are very grateful for sparing your valuable time and sharing the wisdom with the students. So I welcome you on behalf of ICT and Nimkar family. Thank you, sir.
I request the dignitaries on dais to kindly occupy the front row seats of the auditorium. I now invite the speaker, Sri Harish Chatterjee, for the much awaited oration.
So good evening and namaste. First thing, I will remove my jacket because this is the first time I am in technical institution. Earlier I have given my all speech to management institution. वहाँ जैकेट पहन के नहीं जाने से लोग शायद बाहर निकाल देते हैं किसको कुछ आता नहीं है. So I wrongly dressed. So let me remove this. So I will start this with thanking Mr. Pandit, Ashok sir, and all the dignitaries here who has invited me. A wrong person here, I don't know, because when you are talking to some technical institution, I did it once only with my institution from where I did my graduation. And अपना घर तो थोड़ा आसान सा लगता है. And when Dr. Ashok told me to come here, and I thought ki, I don't know, it's a different institution, and after joining textile, I only heard big things about VJTI and ICT, because in late 1991, when I came to textile from cement, all my bosses were either from VJTI, I was just sharing it with Pandit sir, or from ICT, all heads of department. The subject I have chosen is changing industry. But actually change comes from your life, your journey. So mostly I am going to talk about my journey. I am not a academician, so my language may be a little local. So please excuse me for this. I am going to talk in Hindi and English both. This is something which I start normally. My own journey. So my journey starts with a lot of changes from my childhood. I'm just telling about myself a little bit so that the story goes well. So I'm from a Madhya Pradesh, a very small town of Bilaspur. My father was a government officer. He was in administration and he thought that I will also become an administrator. So मैंने BSc किया. As my biodata says everywhere, I did my BSc in mathematics from Ravi Shankar University. And during that period, I tried for IAS. So that time, IAS was the only thing. Madhya Pradesh में everybody was thinking कि अगर कुछ करना है लाइफ में तो IAS ऑफिसर बनना पड़ेगा. So I started my journey from there. And in first attempt, I could not even pass the preliminary examination. So that was a big shock, and that started changing my mindset कि अभी ये नहीं करना है. Then my father also insisted, because that time we listened to our dad. अभी थोड़ा मुश्किल है, but that time we listened. So he said नहीं एक बार और. So I tried again. So I could clear prelim and mains also. But in interview, I was just sharing this story with sir also in his office. In interview, one very smart and very big man, Brajmohan Mishra, he was the chief advisor to Mrs. Indira Gandhi. He was in the panel and he asked few questions, which I cannot repeat here because then you will feel that इसको किसने बुला लिया, इतने simple question का भी answer नहीं दे पाया. And I failed. After that, it was a real mental shock. Then I thought कि अभी क्या करना है. So then I appeared for MSc and MSc Physics I just entered, and then I got selected also in engineering because of my BSc percentage. So I started engineering. That's a big change, big mindset change, because I was thinking of becoming a scientist or science or administrator, and suddenly it has gone to engineering. So that change, so adaptation of that change taught me a lot of new things, because engineering was very different than science. Initial 1 or 2 years was okay, because initially everything was same. But after that, once engineering subject started coming to my curriculum, then it was difficult. So that change. Then after changing, I completed my BE and then I joined Raymond. After joining Raymond, 6 years, I was in cement industry. It was totally engineering. Everything was different. Every culture was different. Style was different. All the team members were all educated like engineers. Mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, civil engineer, and all engineers. And I was there, so I was feeling little comfortable, but for the students particularly, because I came from good college, very good college of Madhya Pradesh, and my basic subject was in electrical, but I studied only electronics. Electronics was starting at that time in my college, so I got the privilege to selected for electronics. So I joined as an instrumentation. So when I joined Raymond Cement as an instrumentation engineer, I felt, oh wow, I am the only person जो यहाँ qualified है in electronics में, बाकी तो किसी को कुछ आता ही नहीं है. ये feeling every time every student is having when they are coming from the college to the industry, with lot of good hopes, because we are graduate, we are postgraduate, we are doctorate, we are MBA and all that. एंड वो जो एक फीलिंग के साथ इंजीनियरिंग के बाद जब इंडस्ट्री में पहुंचते हैं तो जो शॉक होता है, दैट्स अ बिगेस्ट शॉक इन लाइफ, बिकॉज देन यू अंडरस्टैंड कि आई एम द मोस्ट फुलिश पर्सन इन दिस वर्ल्ड हु हैज जॉइन्ड दिस इंडस्ट्री, और दिस द क्राउड, आई एम द मोस्ट फुलिश मैन बिकॉज आई डोंट नो एनीथिंग एंड एवरीबडी नोज एवरीथिंग. सो वो एक छोटा सा वर्कर भी जो है ना, वो भी आपको कुछ सिखा के चला जाता है. आप बहुत बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते हैं, आप टेक्नोलॉजी की बात करते हैं, ड्राइंग खींचते, ये करते, वो आता है और अपने मुंह से ऐसा वायर को तोड़ता है और उसको ज्वाइन करके हाथ से चला जाता है. आपको लगता है करंट नहीं लगा यार इसको. सो वो एक बहुत बड़ा शॉक है. रात को नींद नहीं आती थी. ये नॉर्मली हर स्टूडेंट्स के साथ होता है. मैंने बहुत कुछ देखा है और टेक्नोलॉजी में थोड़ा कम होता है. मैं मैनेजमेंट स्टूडेंट्स में जाता था तो इंस्टीट्यूशन में बहुत होता है. बिकॉज व्हेन यू स्टार्ट स्टडिंग देयर दे स्टार्टेड सेइंग कि यू आर द बेस्ट. कोट पहनो, टाई पहनो, स्मार्ट बन के रहो, अच्छी अच्छी बातें करो, लंबी लंबी बातें करो, जो नहीं आता है वो भी करो, सो दैट एवरीबडी फील्स दैट यू नो एवरीथिंग. बट एज सुन एज यू गो टू द इंडस्ट्री यू फील लाइक यू आर, ओह आई डोंट नो एनीथिंग. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो ए चेंज. इस चेंज के साथ मैंने अपनी लाइफ में जो चेंज देखा, एज सर सेड, कंप्यूटर केम. That was a big shock to everyone because we were all working with mechanical equipments, mechanical technology, electrical technology, and suddenly computer came. So everybody felt that time, oh my God, अभी तो नौकरी गई, अभी तो कुछ होगा नहीं, मुझे तो आता नहीं है, मैं क्या करूँगा. So I was also part of that. That change came. There was a lot of fear. Everybody was worried. And then slowly I observed that if you have a vision, if you have a clear-cut understanding about yourself, if you have a learning ability and interest, if you know what you are going to do, what is your aim in life, you can learn everything and nobody can beat you, whether it is computer or whatever it is. So that computer phase is gone, then everybody started using computer. So after a few years, I saw that everybody is working on computer. Without computer, nobody is working. Then suddenly internet has come. So this is all industrial change I am talking about. Mindset change तो बहुत हुआ, but industrial change. इंटरनेट आया तो ऐसा लगा कि माय गॉड, अभी तो कंप्यूटर में हम इतना सारा कुछ करते हैं, अभी ये सब खत्म हो जाएगा, इंटरनेट आ गया, नाउ थिंग्स विल चेंज. एंड ये वो भी एक चेंज हो गया. Now we all are used to of internet and Wi-Fi and all that system. Now there is a huge halla of AI. I personally feel AI can work only with a human interface. Human are creating AI. Whatever system is coming, there are somebody who is behind it. You are teaching to some systems to work in a particular direction. Maybe they are sharpening themselves slowly. So this is about the change I have seen. I have seen many changes. I have seen the change in life for behavior. Like when I came from cement to textile, I was seeing a big change. Big change in the sense, like they are saying, अब ये सीमेंट वाला आके टेक्सटाइल में क्या सिखाएगा. अब मुझे अंदर से ऐसा आता था कि जो सीमेंट से आया वो तो बहुत ऊंचा है. बिकॉज टेक्सटाइल वॉज नॉट कंसिडर्ड अर्लियर एज ए वेरी हाई-फाई थिंग. लाइक एवरीबडी वांटेड टू जॉइन आइदर chemical industry or cement industry or steel industry, like engineering industries. Textile was the last choice. But when I joined textile, I realized that how tough it is and how much technology involved into it. एक शर्ट या एक पैंट बनाने में इतना आसान नहीं है जितना आसान उसको पहनने में. इट्स वेरी इजी लाइक टू वेयर समथिंग. ओ माय गॉड, एक कपड़ा तो कोई भी बना सकता है, लेकिन कोई भी नहीं बना सकता है एंड कैसा भी नहीं बन सकता है. सो दैट स्टार्टेड ए न्यू चेंज. सो आई हैव टू अडॉप्ट ऑल दैट. सो दिस इज द टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज, लॉट ऑफ माइंड सेट चेंज दैट I faced. But how can I dealt with all that? When I failed in administration and I joined engineering, I was a little depressed Then my father said, इंजीनियरिंग में जा रहे हो, एक बात ध्यान रखना, बार बार फ्रस्ट्रेट मत हो. You just feel, you just have one vision. And second thing, you should have a positive approach for everything. Like, don't say no. And whatever change you want, first you change yourself. And then you can change the entire world. Then you can change the team mentality. So with that vision, when I came to engineering, I studied well. I thought कि now इसमें मेरा career बनना है, अब यही मेरा future है. So I concentrated myself, positively I have approached and I went ahead. So that was the first learning in my life. So I feel that for any change, you have to change yourself first. And that is the easiest thing to do because you don't have any control on anybody. You have only control on yourself. This I am telling to everyone, including my wife every time, don't try to control your children. Don't try to control even your wife or husband. Because every individual is individual. They have a different mindset, they have a different mentality, they have a different thought process. आपके डर से, आपके रेस्पेक्ट से वो थोड़ा बहुत इम्प्रूव हो सकता है, बट वो चेंज मत करने की कोशिश करो, उसको सही रास्ता दिखाने की कोशिश करो. So that is the second learning which I learned. And then I started changing myself according to engineering. Then from engineering to textile. And in textile when I came, there was a big rejection. There was a rejections from all level. Even the technician was also saying कि इसको क्या समझता है जो ये textile में आ गया. Then how to get involved? You get positively involved. Don't get frustrated. Don't get feeling that I was the best और ये लोग मुझे पहचान नहीं पा रहे. Actually you are not the best. In this crowd you are not the best. When you are standing here, you are not the best. You are among the team and you have to behave what team wants to behave. So that was the learning I have taken, and then I started behaving as per their requirement, what they want. So I started helping them. By that process I was also started learning. So that works very well in textile because textile mein machine and all were controlled by technicians and technologists. Not technologists, engineers particularly, but they were actually not very truthful in textile industry because वो बाहर से आते थे. आपकी मशीन खराब हो गई तो एक छोटा सा IC भी चेंज करने के लिए या फ्यूज भी चेंज करने के लिए they were charging hugely. Then I started taking that experience and that my knowledge there, and I started working with them and with my team and started solving these problems. तो उससे हुआ ये कि मेरा acceptance बढ़ गया. धीरे धीरे लोग मुझे accept करने लगे कि wow, this man is good, he has come and now he is repairing my machine, he is solving my problems, he is solving my engineering problem. So in that way, all that textile graduates, they were becoming friends to me. They started coming close to me and they started telling me, अरे आप बैठो थोड़ा देर, हमको ये प्रोडक्शन देना है, ये बहुत ज़रूरी है, इतना प्रोडक्शन निकालना पड़ेगा, आप आज रात भर रुक जाओ तो शायद कुछ मशीन बंद हो गई तो आप चालू करवा दोगे या कर लोगे. So I got involved. So that is the way you get into it, you get with them and they started believing on you. Once they started believing on you, you can also start learning from them. In this process, both the ways it is very helpful. The man who is helping you is also getting help from you and you are also getting good knowledge from them. So this process was going on, and from 91 to 2004 I was only handling engineering, and with the engineering I was getting involved with all textile processes. In 2001 or 2002 I think, one of my topmost officer, vice president, he told me to become the works manager for the textile industry. I refused. He got very much annoyed because textile में ऐसे ना सुनना किसी को आता नहीं था. And he got annoyed, he started abusing me and said कि तूने मना कैसे कर दिया? How can you dare to say me no? Then after listening to him, I said, sir, just hold for a minute. Just listen to me. When you are giving me this works manager position, you are creating a very bad textile leader. And you are losing a good electrical, good engineer. Because that time I was heading the entire engineering. He understood. And then he started giving me training. So 2 years I have taken training in textile. By started with checking the fabric quality. Like final finish मैं check करता था. And all textile colleagues of mine, they were saying कि ये देखो अभी ये ऐसा हो गया कि अभी engineer हमारा fabric pass करता है. So it was not very good. So it was not a good experience also for me. But then initially I got frustrated, यार सब मेरे बारे में बुरा ही बोल रहे हैं, ये लोग कोई help नहीं कर रहे हैं. Then the same process I adopted. I started involving them. So you know one very good technology and very good human technology I can say. अगर आपको किसी से कुछ भी अप्रूव कराना है ना, तो जैसे एक फैब्रिक है, आपको किसी को अप्रूव कराना है, तो आप सामने वाले को अगर आप ये बोल के दिखाते हैं कपड़ा, देखिए तो कितना अच्छा है, एक बार फील करिए बहुत अच्छा है, देखिए एकदम ऐसा बेबी टच आ रहा है, ऐसा सामने वाला मना कर ही नहीं सकता. अगर वो ख़राब भी होगा ना तो उसको लगेगा ये शायद सही बोल रहा है, मैंने ना बोल दिया ना तो मेरी टेक्नोलॉजी गई, मेरा नॉलेज गया, मेरा एक्सपीरियंस गया, ये लोग मेरे को बेवकूफ़ समझेंगे. तो वो बोलेगा नहीं उतना अच्छा नहीं है हरीश, थोड़ा सा और ठीक करो. बट ही विल नॉट रिजेक्ट इट फाइनली. So that is the way I started finishing. Checking the finish, I was talking to the technicians and I was telling them, देख तो लग रहा है थोड़ा अच्छा है, मेरे को तो अच्छा लग रहा है, तुम्हें कैसा लग रहा है? Then slowly they also started giving their suggestions. I have started learning with them. And then I got the very good support from my team and I learned textile. I started from finishing and then because of instrumentation, I was knowing about the machine and technology. So I started understanding textile. Then I came to Thane in 2004. Then a new change. Mumbai culture is entirely different. Thane culture was more different and very difficult. I came from Chhindwara. That was MP. MP was behaving differently. Here it was different. Everybody was having time-bound working. Everybody was having different mindset. Union were very strong. New change. So adoption of that change. यहाँ पे वर्करों के साथ अच्छे से बात करना, उनके साथ थोड़ा डिफरेंट ढंग से बिहेव करना, उनके लीडर्स को डिफरेंट ढंग से समझाना, ये एक नया चेंज हुआ लाइफ में. इस चेंज के साथ एक बहुत अच्छी चीज़ जो मैंने सीखी थाने में आने के बाद, कुछ भी अगर सीखना है और कुछ भी करना है डिफरेंट एनवायरनमेंट में, तो सबसे पहले एनवायरनमेंट को अंडरस्टैंड करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. एंड यहाँ आके वो अंडरस्टैंडिंग मेरी बहुत इंक्रीज हुई. बिकॉज देन आई स्टार्टेड एक्चुअली अंडरस्टैंडिंग टेक्सटाइल, बिकॉज थाना वॉज अ वेरी strong, Mumbai was a very strong textile hub where people were having a different mindset and different culture. Our departmental heads were keeping all the secrets in their pocket. They were writing small slips and they were keeping in their pocket. They were not ready to give you any authority or any power to even touch their machine. So getting their confidence was little different and difficult. But once you will solve their problem, they will start calling you. And just to wait for that opportunity to get them in some trouble and you solve their problem. And I got that opportunity. Then slowly I started getting their confidence. Then management gave me a big responsibility of putting up a plant, which I put the Vapi plant of Raymond. It's one of the biggest in the world. Worsted textile mill in the world. In one campus, it is sheep's back to men's back, like from wool processing to final fabric. And that plant I put up in record time of around 1.5 years. Procurement, installation and everything, and it was all done by team not by me only. I was the leader of the team. It works very well. It works very well means management got the confidence that this man can run the plant now. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And there it has started with full-fledged textile in charge. So I was in charge of Vapi plant. From there, my actually textile journey started, where I have started taking decision on textile manufacturing, making, and final distribution. In this entire process, the vision part was very important, because every time whenever I was doing, I was only thinking one thing, कि एक दिन I wanted to reach in the topmost position of an industry, and that I achieved. So that vision was very good, very important. The second part was very important, was your positive approach. You should have a very, very positive approach, because people are coming with different mindset, different feeling, different thought process, and you should listen them positively, and that will be the easiest way to drive the change and accept the change and adopt the change. Because सबसे difficult अगर कोई काम है लाइफ में तो change को accept करना, in everywhere, like not in industry only, in family life also, everywhere. घर में नहीं बहू आती है, उसको लेके बहुत दिनों तक चेंज में प्रॉब्लम रहता है. सारे लोग अपनी अपनी जगह पे घर पे जूझते रहते हैं, नया कोई आ गया, उसको लेके कैसे चलना है, क्या करना है. सो change is acceptance is very, very difficult. But how to adopt that to get the better change, that I understand through this process, and I realize it is really not that difficult as we understand. But only thing is, first we have to adopt that change from ourselves. Once I did it for me, I can implement it for others, and that is the normally role of an engineer, who drive the entire process and who feels that every team member should be with you. So when you want to involve all the team members with you for the change, it is always good to first take them into your confidence. Let them drive the system. Don't drive by yourself. Because every time if you try to drive everything by yourself, it will not work. So it will only work if the entire your team will work together. So it is better to involve everyone and put everyone responsible for making the change. बहुत सारे सिस्टम्स वापी में ऐसे लाए गए जो दूसरी टेक्सटाइल मिल में नहीं है, या अभी भी नहीं है, और वो अडॉप्ट करने में बहुत मुश्किल हुआ. इवन मेरे दूसरे प्लांट्स में भी उसकी अडॉप्टेबिलिटी काफ़ी मुश्किल से आई, लेकिन वहाँ सिस्टम इम्प्लीमेंट करने में मुझे इजी हुआ, बिकॉज लोगों ने किया और लोगों को एक बार मैंने कन्विंस कर दिया, तो दे ड्रोव द थिंग एंड इट वर्क्स वेरी वेल. इट नाउ फाइनली इट इज एस्टैब्लिश्ड and it is working. It is we set some example there. Even the European industry leaders are also coming and saying, visiting Vapi plant just to see how the different behavior and change that plant is having. So टीम को साथ में लेके, अपने साथ सबको लेके एक बार चेंज करने में it is easy to change. टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज बहुत सारा हुआ और सारे उसके बारे में डिफरेंट डिस्कशंस का कोई मतलब नहीं है, बिकॉज टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज होता ही रहेगा एंड वी हैव टू टेक द एडवांटेज ऑफ दैट टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज. वी हैव टू लर्न मोर एंड मोर अबाउट दैट एंड दैट विल बी वेरी इजी टू अडॉप्ट देन. Without understanding the entire technology, what is changing, we cannot change ourselves. So it is better to understand that. So learning habit, positivity, proper mindset. Then after 40 years of working in shop floor and all that, I joined WRA last year. It is just 1 year completed. It's entirely different because यहाँ तो research होता है. मुझे पहली बार 40 साल नौकरी करने के बाद ये समझ में आया कि एक एक कपड़े के ऊपर जो फिनिश दे रहे हैं और जो कुछ कर रहे हैं उसके ऊपर रिसर्च कितना होता है एंड कितना कुछ करना पड़ता है. उसके बाद वो टेक्नोलॉजी सेट होती है, वो केमिकल सेट होता है हमको तो आई वॉज नोइंग ओनली दैट कि ये फिनिश नहीं आ रहा तो ये केमिकल यूज़ करो, बट क्यों यूज़ करो अब मुझे यहाँ समझ में आ रहा है. सो दिस इज़ ऑल्सो ए बिग चेंज. सो समटाइम आई फील एज is hardly having any meaning. You can learn anytime. You can feel like if you want to learn, you can learn anytime. Now it is my learning phase. That phase is going smoothly with Minal and team sitting here. I am not that aggressively involved in their technical processes. But once I will learn everything, I will get involved, so be careful. So that is my style. So first I am getting involved, I am learning things. And once I learn things properly, then I am also getting involved myself, and I am also giving whatever input I can give. I am not interfering person, but I am giving then my whatever valuable inputs. So in that way, team at least works good, and team work well. They feel happy about it. कि okay, जो भी आया है वो हमारे साथ ही खड़ा है. No bureaucracy, no much mindset, no much arrogance. कि कहीं भी खड़े हो गए कुछ भी बोल रहे हैं बिकॉज आई एम अ बॉस. सो इट इज़ नॉट लाइक दैट. चेंज को अडॉप्ट करने के लिए एंड चेंज के साथ लीडरशिप में बने रहने के लिए इट इज़ मस्ट दैट यू शुड बी ए मेंबर ऑफ द टीम. यू शुड बी ए पार्ट ऑफ द टीम, एंड वॉट एवर यू से यू हैव टू वॉक विद दैट. ऐसा नहीं कि रूल दूसरों के लिए बन रहा है केवल आपके लिए नहीं बन रहा है. तो बेस्ट लीडर्स आर ऑलवेज ए लीडर who is whatever he is saying or deciding for others, he should also adopt the same thing, and he should be the part of the team. So this is my learning. Still learning is going on. Lot of things are there. If you have any question for all this what I said, or if you want to know anything, otherwise thank you very much. Thanks for listening me so peacefully here, and thanks to all.
Thank you, sir. I now request granddaughter of late Shri M.V. Nimkar and Managing Director Nimkar Tech, Ms. Anagha, to kindly present the memento to our honored speaker, Shri Harish Chatterjee. I would like to request the audience to take this opportunity to ask questions to our speaker, Shri Harish Chatterjee.
And it is very important for us to take that forward. So now all industries, government is also doing a lot of now rules, regulations, and they are putting a lot of new rules for making sustainable. But in industries also, in all the industry also, they are also taking a lot of new initiatives like carbon credit and all. You must have heard that. So they are all working. But for the students, I am saying there should be a separate sustainable and environmental protection. Some courses should be there. And that should go with all like engineering, technology. Like earlier we were having one subject, humanity, in our curriculum. So now this should also go to the curriculum for the institution. And for each and every individual should also have that mindset to have the sustainable use of this. India, we are still lagging a lot on sustainable products and sustainable approach. But in Europe and other places, particularly for all developing countries and developed countries, they are too much into sustainable things. Like we were, in Raymond we were making a lot of fabrics, but they were having a lot of different demands for sustainable fabric, where we are using good technology. But now, like recycled fibers, recycled fabric, eco-friendly dyes, eco-friendly chemicals, all new developments are there, and all textile institutions, research institutions are working on that. A lot of new developments are also there. So that part is also included, should be the curriculum of the students. So they also start learning.
I don't know whether the district
if you go to the industry, you will see a lot of changes there. They have changed because that is very important and necessary for their day-to-day practices also. Like chemical, dyes, everywhere there is a change. So government regulations are also very strict for that. Although in India sometimes we are not following that, but all organized sector is definitely following that. But in other part of the world, they are really strict for all these things. Like recycle fiber. Reliance is making big quantity of recycled fiber. So that works. That is all goes to the market very well. And all industries are working on that. In Neighbor when we were having, I think in last 4-5 years, every year they are getting international award for sustainable woolen fabric. Every year. So I think it should start from institution also for young boys. But for us, we have to learn day to day, every day.
Because in textile industry, everyone is like, let's say, I'll give an example. I'll get one person, I'll train him, you do this. That kind of persons are there in textile industry. So they are not having a knowledge.
But it is actually, sustainability is not a knowledge. It is a practice. It is only a practice. घर को साफ रखना अपने आप में एक practice है. So it is like that. Once you start that practice and you implement it properly, and it should come from the top, then only it goes well. If it is only a down level thought process, it will not work. For industry I am talking about. So normally in industry, if it comes from the top, it goes well. And अभी तो business priority हो गई है. It is a compulsory in business. Without that, nobody is buying your fabric. You must be remembering some very huge quantity of fabric got rejected. It was a national news from all European countries. It got rejected because of advertise. It happened. So now we have to be very careful about it. And all, I think, textile research institutions are working on that. And WRA is also working a lot of sustainable product and sustainable chemicals and dyes also. Yeah.
Any other question? Yes. Please pass the mic.
Thank you, sir, for a wonderful session. I just have one question because we know that wool is itself a technical fiber. It has a lot of advantage. Wool itself is a technical fiber with lot of advantage and special properties, but it also have a competition with other synthetic fibers. So what is your view? Means if we see globally, wool fiber share is I think it is around 1%, and then we see synthetic it is around 65%.
The main factor for this is the cost of the wool, not the fiber. Actually, it is, you cannot compare wool with any fiber. It's very simple. Because wool is not only a natural fiber, but it is also having a lot of properties which no other fiber is having. So all artificial created fibers, which is man-made fiber, is chemically treated and then converted for the use. Without treating, you cannot use, but wool you can use in any ways. So wool is a very specific fiber, and because it is very expensive, so low-cost fibers are trying to change that. But what I have seen last so many years, there was many times it has gone down, then again it picks up, because finally, like in if you see like what I can say, like if the feel and the longevity of the fabric, the wool fabric which my father has brought, I am still having that in my house, that suit. So wool works like that, and still it feels, it looks like very new and very fresh, and it gives the same feeling. So इतना मुझे उसमें डर नहीं लगता है, but problem यही है कि wool is very expensive. So because expensive, so people are little hesitant to buy only on compulsion, because nobody is buying wool for regular wearing. शादी है तो इंडिया में लोग खरीदते हैं, प्रोफेशनल लोग पहनने के लिए भी खरीदते हैं जब वो कॉर्पोरेट में रहते हैं या अच्छे फंक्शंस में जाते हैं, बट नॉर्मल डे टू डे वेयरिंग के लिए वूल पहनने वाले बहुत अलग माइंडसेट के लोग होते हैं, जिनको एक बार हैबिट हो गई तो फिर वो छोड़ते नहीं. बट यूरोप वगैरह में तो उनको पहनना पड़ता है, यूएस वगैरह में ठंड कंट्रीज में तो उनको पहनना पड़ता है. फाइनली इट कम्स बैक बिकॉज इन बिटवीन चाइना हैज क्रिएटेड सम पॉलिस्टर फील लाइक वूल, but it only feels for few days. Then after that, once chemical washed out, then nothing works well. So it has come back. So, and second big problem is now the meat cost is more than the wool cost. So all farmers, wool growing farmers, they are more interested to selling meat than wool. That is also a big problem. In Australia and New Zealand, everywhere it is happening. So instead of selling wool, they are selling the meat. And meat is actually more expensive than wool. So, but it is not a replaceable fiber.
Yeah.
Nobody can replace.
When we talk about LCA, the wool is not rated good compared to synthetic, and a lot of work has been done globally by the other organizations, so that you have to look at wool LCA from a different perspective. Like you have to not consider the initial part of farming in that case, and then it will be.
No, that people are actually trying to change. They are trying to develop something which looks like wool or feels like wool, but it won't sustain there. Initially it happens, but for very short period of time, then it won't sustain there. I have seen many Chinese wool feel fabric, or some developments in some other countries also wool type fabric, but it won't sustain. It won't sustain. Yep.
Thank you.
I would like to add to the discussion is I've seen you last 1 year in WRA, and WRA witnessed a lot of changes, and I wish that WRA will, under your leadership, WRA will achieve the new heights also, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I would like to ask a question on behalf of researchers, especially researchers who transform from academia to industry, especially after their PhD. So again, there they are considered as freshers by the industry. So how do we deal with that?
This is the question I faced many times with many researchers actually when they are joining industry. But you know, when you are in a, when you see like as per your qualification, when you join any industry, it is easier to move ahead. But when it is not as per your qualification, it is little difficult, you know. So like if a doctorate joining any textile industry, where the research part is very less, because you know any industrialist or any promoter, whatever they do in their industry, inside their industry, they feel कि इसके बदले में मिलेगा क्या, how much I get. So those who are having a strong vision, they are only having good team for their research and development. But otherwise people are feeling like कि इससे कुछ मिलता नहीं है, 10 साल काम होगा फिर थोड़ा सा मिलेगा. So with that mindset, industry acceptance for the doctorate particularly is not that high. But if you select the industry which is having that mindset, it is better to join there. That is my very simple answer. Because you cannot change the mindset of the promoter. Industries are always working for earning money. They are not working for any betterment for organization. This I realize very well. So it is better to join some place, some lab or some place where they are doing research oriented job, or they are very much into research. Like, because I was in Raymond, I am not saying about Raymond, but I am telling you that Raymond is having a good research institution inside them. So they are doing a lot of research. That is why you may be seeing some very good product in wool-based product from Raymond's. But not all industries are having. So before choosing the industry, and they can only afford 1 or 2 doctorate, they cannot afford many because their research centers are not that big. But what I am seeing at present, the textile, this chemical manufacturer, dyes manufacturers, they are having very good research centers and they are doing a lot of research. Even ICT, many alumni are there in their research institution and they are doing great. I know Dr. Naresh Saraf, Associated Chemicals, they are having many doctorate in their research institution, they are doing good. So it is very important to choose the correct industry also, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Hello. Okay, sir. So, I just want to know, since your background is completely different and you have spent your entire career in textile. So, what is the driving force that you shifted and now you are in such a big position and you have established, you are in Raymond's, such a brand, and you established a big plant Vapi. So what is the motivation?
Your motivation is yourself only. You can only motivate yourself. When I joined textile, then I thought कि maybe I am in a wrong industry. Then I thought कि जब यहाँ आ गए तो करो ऐसा कि कुछ करके दिखाओ. So I started learning. Same I am doing here also in this research institution. Although it is like I joined here just as a advisor or ठीक है, लेकिन then I got involved. So it is like motivation comes from within only. You know, you have to motivate yourself. If you are getting frustrated every time, whenever you are going somewhere and you are getting frustrated, so then result is zero. It is better to be there and to achieve, to learn and to deliver the best. Slowly आपको जैसे जैसे पुश मिलता जाएगा तो आपको वैसे ही आपको मोटिवेशन आता जाता है. तो when I joined from cement to textile, when I came, I was little frustrated. Then when I started solving problems, I started running stop machines. Then I got encouragement. Everybody was saying, "अरे कोई अच्छा engineer आया है." So I got motivated. So that motivation gives me a lot of courage to learn more and more. And then I started repairing more and more machines. And then I started learning also. Then I started feeling कि नहीं, शायद मैं textile भी सीख सकता हूँ जब मैं electronics में इतना काम कर रहा हूँ. So then that motivation comes from within, boss. So once you decide that you will achieve something, you will achieve. Nobody can stop you. So that is the motivation I got. My motivation is that only. And in this journey, I got a lot of good mentors also. My father was the first person. Then in Raymond, there were few very talented person. They also motivate me many times. They said, ये भी कर सकता है, ये भी कर ले, वो भी कर सकता है, वो भी कर ले. So once upon a time, it was like I was handling union also, I was handling engineering also, I was handling everything like. And results are coming good, then you get motivated. So that type of motivation I got. There is nothing very specific. Family supports are always very important. So that also I got. But motivation comes from within.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Good evening, sir. Sir, we are bachelor students and after a point we have to sit for interviews and everything. And the one thing that we always stressed about is soft skills. So could you just highlight the lack that fresh graduates come in the industry and what they lack, and how can we improve on those matters?
One thing I told earlier also, like once we are going from the institution, whether it is a technical institution or engineering institution or management institution, we always having a mindset कि मुझे सब आता है, because we also studied 4-5 years and then we go. But actually once we reach there, then we started feeling that कि यार ये सब तो नया है. Or otherwise people are also surrounding your team members, they also like try to make you feel कि you don't know anything, you are a very new person. Okay. So the best thing is to, once you join any industry, the best thing is to start only listening and learning. Give 3 to 4 months of yourself just to learn and learn and learn. Not only learning the technology or the climate, you try to learn the human behavior also, because that is very different. दुनिया पूरी बदल जाती है इंडस्ट्री में जाने के बाद. जो यहाँ पे लग रहा है वो वहाँ होता नहीं है. And one more thing which I have in my knowledge, it came to my knowledge many times with young graduates. टेक्सटाइल में जो लोग ग्रेजुएशन कर रहे हैं उनको ऐसा लगता है कि टेक्सटाइल में फ्यूचर नहीं है. ये बहुत ही गलत बात है. मेरे ख्याल से तो जिस लाइन में भी जा रहे हैं उस लाइन में फ्यूचर है. आज तो ऐसा है कि जो आपको अच्छा लग रहा है उसमें फ्यूचर है. कोई पढ़ाई छोड़ के डांस कर रहा है उसमें भी लाखों रुपए कमा रहा है, करोड़ों रुपए कमा रहा है. अब वो आपका एम क्या है? पैसा आपका एम है, आपका एम बड़े पोजीशन में जाना है, या आपको साइंटिस्ट बनना है? वो क्या आपका एम है? फर्स्ट तो अपना वो विज़न फिक्स करो एंड उसके बाद फर्स्ट तो लर्निंग में जाओ. एज सुन एज यू लर्न बेटर यू डिलीवर बेटर. एंड व्हेन आई एम सेइंग लर्निंग, लर्निंग नॉट मीन्स कि बुक का लर्निंग, लर्निंग थ्रू द एटमॉस्फेयर, सराउंडिंग. लोग कैसा बिहेव कर रहे हैं, लोग कैसे अपने साथ चल रहे हैं. If we adopt that, it is very easy to work. So, understanding this human behavior, we have started in when I was in industry, I was having this culture that for the all young team, I was always having 6-month relax time for them. Just move around the plant. And I was involving all that new team members to all major meetings, to all discussions, to all celebrations, everywhere. So once you are getting involved into all these systems, your acceptability will also increase. Your caliber automatically will come out. Then people understand, इसको ये बहुत अच्छा आता है सर. लोग आके मुझे बोलते थे कि सर ये एक बच्चा है ना, इसका ये स्किल बहुत अच्छा है. We utilize that. And same thing we are doing here also. We started ICT के भी 2-3 बच्चे अभी आए हैं, कुछ और इंस्टीट्यूशन से भी आते हैं. तो find out their skill and start. That is our job, not your job. But the young student should go there and with an open mind only learn the atmosphere, think that. And textile का future खराब नहीं है. ये मैं बार बार बोल रहा हूँ, चाहे तो कम्युनिकेट कर दीजिए आप सबको. टेक्सटाइल में अभी क्वालिफाइड लोगों का एंट्री होता है, क्वालिफाइड ग्रेजुएट इंजीनियर्स की बहुत ज़रूरत है. शॉप फ्लोर में पढ़े लिखे लोगों की बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है, बिकॉज टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत आगे आ गई है. एंड फॉर दैट टेक्नोलॉजी इज़ टू इम्पॉर्टेंट नाउ डेज. इट इज़ नॉट लाइक अर्लियर कि जेब में पर्ची रख के ये गियर रेशियो चेंज कर दो तो ये स्पीड बदल जाएगी, ऐसा नहीं है. एंड even my experience of textile is, sometimes the fabric or fiber behaves so differently that your knowledge only works. No machine works, nothing works. So for that a knowledgeable person required there, and for that textile graduates are required. I learn all my textile from all young textile graduates only. They are the best teachers, and try to learn maximum from the shop floor people, like the workers. They are most knowledgeable. They give you the actual shop floor knowledge and how which fabric and which fiber or which technology behaves differently. So that is, don't get that feeling that industry में acceptance नहीं है. आपको इंडस्ट्री को एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ेगा, वो आपको ऑटोमेटिकली एक्सेप्ट करेंगे. एंड वो फीलिंग लेके जाइए मत कि मैं सब जानती हूँ या मैं जानता हूँ. एंड जाते साथ मुझे बहुत बड़ा, क्योंकि टेक्सटाइल ग्रेजुएट्स को वैसे ही थोड़ी सीनियर लेवल पे एंट्री मिलती है, कोई भी ग्रेजुएट्स को सीनियर लेवल पे एंट्री मिलती है, तो वो नीचे वालों को नेगलेक्ट करके एकदम काम शुरू नहीं हो सकता, नीचे वालों को साथ लेके ही काम हो सकता है. You know, most of the IIM graduates are initially getting failed in their first industry because of this feeling only. Because they comes with that mindset कि मुझे सब आता है. And then उनको बहुत difficult होता है, फिर 2-3-4 इंडस्ट्री चेंज करना पड़ता है ये अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए कि मुझे कुछ नहीं आता है. And then they start learning. बिकॉज वो बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है कि मुझे कुछ नहीं आता. यहाँ पे भी आने के बाद मेरे को कुछ नहीं आता है, इनसे सीखता हूँ रोज़ में, बिकॉज मुझे कुछ नहीं आता है. एक्चुअली मुझे कुछ नहीं आता है. जब तक मुझे कुछ नहीं आएगा तभी मैं सीखूंगा, और मेरा घड़ा भरा हुआ है तो मेरे घड़े में पानी डालेगा कौन. सो डी लर्निंग इज मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर लर्निंग. सो दैट इज द ओनली थिंग. वॉट एवर लेवल यू आर, वेयर एवर यू आर, इफ़ यू गो टू इंडस्ट्री, इफ़ यू गो टू वर्क somewhere else then teaching, then it is different. टीचिंग में ऐसा है कि जिनको आप पढ़ा रहे हैं उनसे तो आपको ज़्यादा आता है, ये पक्का है. बट इंडस्ट्री में ऐसा नहीं है. इंडस्ट्री में जो आपके अंडर में उनको आपसे बहुत ज़्यादा आता है. सो देयर इज़ अ डिफरेंस.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for addressing all the queries. Now, to formally express our gratitude, I invite Dr. Mehti to deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries and eminent personalities present in the auditorium, my colleagues, students and friends, I thank you all for joining us in today's event, Dr. M.V. Nimkar Endowment Oration for the year 2025. First, I sincerely thank Sri Ulas Nimkar and his family members, especially Anaga ma'am, for creating Dr. M.V. Nimkar Foundation and for their continuous support and active participation in organizing this program. We are very happy to have them with us at this August gathering. The program would not have been initiated without their active cooperation and enthusiasm. I take this opportunity to thank the speaker of today's endowment oration, Sri Harish Chatterjee, Director General of Wool Research Association, Thane, delivering an excellent lecture on the topic Leadership for a Changing Industry, Vision, Values and Transformation. In his talk today, he has rightly pointed out how vision and values serve as the compass for aligning any organizational culture with sustainability and performance. Throughout his lecture, he has highlighted the crucial role of mentorship, professional networks, and lifelong learnings in building successful careers. Sri Chatterjee's speech today offered valuable insights and lessons on navigating challenges, driving transformation, and must have also inspired us to lead with purpose and integrity in a changing industry. Thank you, sir, for such a fabulous talk and sharing your invaluable experience with us. I am grateful to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor A.B. Pandit, for his gracious presence among us during the inauguration. I would also like to thank our Registrar, Professor B.F. Jogi, who right now is not there, whose invaluable support is always there for us to conduct any event at ICT. I take this opportunity to thank Professor A.R. Atle, the head of the Department of Fibers and Textile Processing Technology, for his enthusiasm, tireless effort and encouragement to his colleagues to make any program successful. Last but not least, I honestly thank the audience for your positive and enthusiastic presence throughout the event. Without your presence, no event can be successful. Thank you all. Wish you all a very happy and prosperous new year in advance. Stay safe and blessed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you everyone for your presence. We will soon conclude the event with our national song. Post that, I would like to request the dignitaries to assemble for a group photograph. After the photograph, you are cordially invited for high tea arranged outside the auditorium near the badminton court. Students are requested to wait back until the guests proceed for high tea. As we continue to commemorate the historic milestone of 150 years of our national song, I request the August gathering to kindly rise for Vande Mataram.